This is the Weekend Sports Breakfast with me, Charlie Baker and Tony Cascarino, and this music tells you that it's time for the mystery guest, Tony, which I believe you know who it is.
Yes.
And so I have to guess who it is. I'm assuming they're on the line. I thought it might say their name on the line.
No.
I just don't know. It says mystery guest. Okay. Mystery guest, are you there?
Hello. Morning.
Hello, mystery guest. Now, I have to ask you, just yes or no questions, is it, Tony?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Are you a professional sports person?
Yes.
Yes. Are you currently active?
Some say yes, some say no.
Oh. That doesn't help me, does it?
Some say yes,
Okay.
some say no.
Are you in a racket sport?
No.
No.
No, not in a racket sport, so not a tennis player or a squash player. I wouldn't know a squash player anyway. Not in 1984.
Too small for racket.
Too short for rackets. Okay. Do you...
Peter Crouch.
Oh, is it Peter? It's not Peter Crouch. We can write that off. Are you in the horse racing game?
Oh, I could be, but no.
Could be, but no. Okay.
Yes, I could be a jockey.
Sounds like a funny voice. Are you doing a voice?
No. Oh, yes. I was told to do the voice.
Told to do a voice. Okay. Are you in football?
Yes.
Okay. Are you in the Premier League?
Well, that would be nice, but no.
I've got an inkling. Are you Southwest based?
Southwest, yes.
Yes.
I'm a big fan of yours, Charlie.
Big fan of mine. Oh, this is exciting, isn't it? I think this might be my hero on the line. I don't know. We'll find out. Are you? Does your team play in yellow?
Yes, most of the time.
Most of the time. Have you got the finest kit in the whole of the Football League and National League? Just released this week.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Is it Gary Johnson?
No.
No.
Charlie.
Gary. It's so nice to talk to you. I got it right, didn't I? Kaz, I got there straight away.
I tell you what, I can't believe how Gary was so good with his voice.
He's so good. He's
You've done Panto, Gary, at Christmas.
No, I'll have to think about that.
Oh, Gary, it's so nice to talk to you. Smashing win over Bideford in the week in a pre-season friendly.
Yes, it was. We did okay, actually, and obviously it was only our first game, so Tony will know that you don't really get too over the top, either happy or upset with pre-season. It's just getting the lads game time and making sure they're as fit as they should be with 3 weeks to go, sort of thing. But it's still always nice to win a game, especially when you're expected to win it.
Well, we won so many last year. I don't know if you know, Tony, Gary came in after 10, 11 games last year when we weren't doing that well, and he took over and he I think we only lost about 4 or 5 under him, and he took us to the top of the National League South, and first thing Torquay United have ever won in their 100-odd year history, and just completely changed the club around. Just an incredible man and manager. Just a brilliant time. And I can only thank you on national radio, Gary. This is an absolute thrill. And I thought they won't throw me here, and I've run out of things to say, so I'm going to pass over to Cass.
Well, I was going to say to you, Gary, because sometimes in football, and you've been around the block, you have many jobs on many different levels, and sometimes you get thrown a scenario where you go, do you know what? It's a great fit for me, where I am at my stage in my career, and what type of club you go to. Do you feel that with Torquay?
I did feel that with Torquay, Tony. Yeah, I just left Cheltenham, and I'm not one for sitting at home sort of thing. And it was only September. Cheltenham had a change of chairmanship and a different way of going. So anyway, I got a phone call. I went to the interview, and at my stage of life, as you say, I'm almost interviewing the interviewees. Because it's obviously Torquay fans didn't expect me to probably turn up at Torquay, but I was the favourite. Anyway, I've always enjoyed going to Torquay, and Charlie will know it's a good atmosphere there. It's a nice stadium. It's a Football League club playing in non-league. And it was just a nice little project, really. It was something that I felt, do you know what, that club deserves to be in the league. I'll try and get it back in there, sort of thing. And it's not a million miles away from my home in Bristol. I brought Aaron Downs and my brother Peter, who's our scout, and Aaron's my assistant manager, so we all sort of share the driving, etc. So, but, you know, it's a nice place. I told my wife we was going to the Riviera. Didn't realise it was the English one.
You've not taken her to Brixham yet, then?
No. That's on the little train.
Now, one thing Gary did brilliantly last year, Tony, was he got in some brilliant loans for us. Obviously, he's got the Bristol City connection with Lee there, and some fantastic loans. And Sekou Jana was one of the main ones. And I see he scored a couple in pre-season for Bristol City this week. I think he's got a big future. Do you, Gary?
Yeah, he has, Charlie. I mean, two of them were already there, actually, when they were 14th in the league.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just the Bristol City lads, but I brought two lads in. One of those was Sekou, the other one was Connor Lemonhay-Evans.
Yeah.
And to be fair, once the team picked up and got a little bit of confidence and the atmosphere changed amongst the supporters and amongst the club, we started winning games. Then those young lads started coming to fruition and started showing their ability, because obviously they were a lot more confident with the confidence around the stadium and the excitement around. And, you know, it's great for a loanee, if you like, to come to a football club and get a winner's medal.
And one of the big storylines of last year in the National League South was Torquay and Woking, obviously, and we went to Woking and drew 3-3 in the last minute. Absolutely best day of my life. And the brilliant thing Gary's done in the off season is sign Woking's best player, Armani Little, for Torquay United.
Well, we did a fly on the wall video and we put it together, and I realised that it showed half-time talks and everything, and we're going to be selling it this week. I'm not plugging it, but anyway, we are. And on that video, at half-time at Woking, we hadn't started very well, and I think we was 2-1 down. And I said, with a few expletives, that number 8 for them is running this game. We got to stop him playing. Anyway, after the game, I thought, well, you know, if he was good enough for me to make an example of him, to say, look, he's the one that's causing us the problem, he should be with us.
Yeah.
So, you know, we made a beeline for him and I had a chat with him. We both got a parking ticket because it was too long, more than 2 hours.
I'll pay that, Gary. Send it to me, Gary. I'll pay that for you. What do you get, Gary Johnson? That's what I thought. I tried to buy you a present at the end of the season, Gary. I didn't know what to buy. What do you give the man who's got everything?
Appreciate. Just your support, mate. That's all I need.
Yeah. Gary, obviously in the National League this season, are you excited about a challenge of trying to do, emulate the success of last year again?
Yeah, I am, because, you know, nobody wants a manager that comes in and says we're going to consolidate for the next 3 years. So the team that played last year, I signed on early, sort of like just 2 months before the end of the season, to give it a real boost at the end of the season, with the boys knowing that if we did go up, they'd all be involved. And that was quite powerful, actually. Anyway, we ended up winning the league by 10 points.
Yes.
But they all knew what contracts they were going to be on if they got back into the national conference. So I've got a group that I know that can probably go on another level with a couple of additions, and so I've got good expectations of the boys competing at this level.
Gary, thank you so much for coming on this morning. Thank you so much for last season. I'm absolutely delighted we've still got you, and we're looking forward to the season coming. Good luck against Boreham Wood in a few weeks' time.
Thanks, Charlie. Appreciate it.
Cheers, Gary.
Gary Johnson there, the Torquay United manager. Yeah. The world's greatest football team. Did you know that, Tony?
Did I? No, I didn't, but you're telling me they are.
I'm telling you they are. This is TalkSport.